Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing a Formicid Conjurer of Fedhas for the, no, I guess no longer for the 0.19 release tournament. Oh well, maybe I'll stop saying that. And we're about ready to head into Swamp. So here we go. Immediately meeting a Hydra, something that we're not super well cut out to deal with because of our sword, but we have a number of alternate ways to deal with him, I think. So it ought to be not that bad. Let's start, in fact, by lighting this place up a bit. Maybe here, with the goal to both remove some of the water that he would like to use to his advantage, and also to improve our accuracy in hitting him once he gets into range. I could try Confuse, but it's not very likely to work. I'd rather Dazzle him, which has some chance of working. Yeah, okay. Still dazzling him. We got the blind off. Whew, there goes the mushroom, huh? Ooh, miscasts. Ouch. Oh, Riposte is getting him. That's a little dangerous. Alright, though. We killed him. I should have, it just occurs to me now, decomposed the bog body before we started fighting the Hydra, since we can just one-shot him with Fedhas's fungal bloom ability. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Okay, so back to exploring. The swamp drakes and swamp dragons are not much of a concern since we have poison resistance. Now, I mean, on the other hand, we have had some issues with dragons this run, so I don't want to I don't want to underestimate any dragons, I guess. I just remembered something. Go back upstairs. Alright. I'm going back to dungeon because there was a spot that... Yeah. There's a spot down here that was not resolved. How am I supposed to have gotten there if I'm not a Formicid? Right? There's this monster in here, and there's all this metal, and there's no way for a character to have any idea that there's something weird down there. We found all 3 staircases on this floor. There's just this, like, metal area. I'm going to dig around over here first and see what is going on. Yeah, so, sort of as predicted, it's just a metal square. Oh, really? This is another metal square. So I guess you're supposed to, like, somehow guess, oh gosh, what a suspicious looking thing this is, huh? Weird. There's a shapeshifter and, like, some random junk. I don't get it. It's weird is what it is. Seems like a bug to me, honestly, that such a vault is allowed to exist. Alright, well, there you go. Just remembered that, so... Just wanted to check it out before I forgot it again. But yeah, I don't think such a vault is supposed to exist. It goes against, like, the discoverability principles. Let's sunlight this guy. And try dazzling a bit. Oh, my mushrooms are stuck in the water, those idiots. Yeah, they both hit him, and one of them did succeed in confusing him, but he's still attacked. Oh, this guy does so much damage. Alright. Well, I thought we would be able to kill him real quick. It doesn't seem to have worked. And we've just made quite an enemy here. I think we're gonna go do snake. I sort of hoped that between the 2 mushrooms and being able to blind him and being able to conjure a bit, we could take out a single Hydra. But I guess I started chopping away with my sword a little too soon, and now the situation is a bit delicate. So I'm going to leave this alone for quite a while. Well, let's not annotate it. Let's not exclude it. Let's just annotate it. All right, where's Snake, please? Snake is N, right? No. P. What is N? Spider nest. Okay, great. Met immediately by Naga sharpshooters. That's exactly what I like to see. This is not what I like to see. But at least, honestly, as a Formicid, they're not nearly as bad as they would be for some other characters. Because we can just kill hole them with minimal issues. Potion of Lignification, Book of Changes. None of that is interesting to me. Okay, so far so good in Snake. Compared to Swamp, anyway. I don't like this spot so much. This Naga is, like, not getting hit very much. Just die. So that I can make some spores, please? Actually, let's back off first. Now let's... Yes, create this spore. That should blow up and maybe... Ah! Ah! Get out of here, spore! Alright, that worked. And now... Oh, we got several of them in the... That was the idea, was to get several of them in the explosion. And now let's evolve this. That ought to help with that crowd of enemies. I don't like being out in the open like this with the Black Mamba as well. Alright, confuse the Black Mamba. Let's just kill it real quick. Okay, fine. It's wandering into the Ballistimus seed area. Wait, what happened to the Naga Sharpshooter? I thought I was fighting a Naga Sharpshooter. I guess not. Did the hyperactive Ballistimus seed die? I guess someone killed it. Okay, fair enough. What killed it? It doesn't even say. I guess we did make quite a bit of noise. Maybe the thing to do is to not stand right next to all of that just now. Okay, there we go. We got some more piety back. Long blades are at 16. Fighting and dodging progressing as normal. And hopefully, this ballistomacete will continue to spawn spores on occasion, is how I think it works. So the level will get more fungal, more gross over time. This was a dumb way to dig, huh? Wow. It turns out I didn't need to dig, so the fact that I made things worse instead of better didn't matter that much, but I do feel silly. Alright, more remove curse. Who cares? Ring of Intelligence. I don't know. I guess I'll take a look. See if it's better than the one I'm carrying. It is. I still want the Ring of Strength, but it means I can drop this +4 Ring of Intelligence, and this too, I guess. Ring of Ice. That's something I should remember that I have. I remembered that I didn't have a Ring of Cold Resistance. But I forgot that I have a Ring of Ice that I could have used against that Ice Dragon and Fire Dragon who were giving us trouble earlier. So if we run into any Fire Dragons down here in the Snake Pits, we'll be ready. Or Ice Dragons, I guess. Wand of Teleportation again. Very funny. Let's just eat some meat again. Another Wand of Teleportation. Great news, guys. It's Izul. Well, I don't really want to mess with her. Not while out in the open, anyway. But tucked away like this, we should be just fine against a Sharpshooter and then later Izul. Vamp feels like it's not healing me as much as I would like it to. You know what? Let's go ahead and reproduce this. See if it can maybe track down Izul somehow. A ballistomacete grows in the wake of something, huh? That's a weird way to phrase it. Alright, go blow up Izul, please. It worked. And let's back off some more and make this guy grow up a bit. That should help, I think. Yeah, Izul's having a rough day. We killed him. Killed her. Yes, her. Oops, back off. We're attracting a lot of monsters to that area with all the explosions. Oh, it's the first time I've seen a Greater Naga since their name was changed to Nagaraja. That's cool. Are we still hearing explosions? I would love for these guys to get exploded. What I'm going to do is back off through all this stuff. And then evolve it to take care of these monsters here. Let's say evolve this one. I kind of like feel silly evolving the one that's active because it's going to be creating spores eventually anyway. And tactically, as far as this fight goes, those spores are not super relevant, but it will cause more fungus to spread over the level if I have one active one and one hyperactive, as opposed to just making the active one become hyperactive. This one here is an okay spot for this combat, But I feel like this guy's about to break through here anyway. The Anaconda's not as huge a concern, really. Let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, okay. Okay, this should be exciting. Oh, I could have also perhaps created some spores out of... Let's say I wanted to make some spores. Where would they go? D... No empty adjacent squares. Oh, I can't. I don't have 4 pips. Okay. But Izul and wherever this Naga corpse is down there. Yeah, those could turn into spores, but okay, not possible at the moment. There's a hyperactive Ballista Mesite, which I hope is going to help with the Greater Naga. It's not going to help much with the Anaconda, I can tell you that. Yeah, get him! Get him! How do you like being confused, buddy? Let's dazzle a bit, I guess. Actually, let's not. Let's put down some sunlight. That should help even more, I think. Yeah, nice. So, man, I love those exploding guys. They're so strong. And that sunlight, I don't know, just a little thing. Doesn't even cost any piety. But it can help turn the tides of a somewhat difficult combat. By increasing your chance to hit, right? I mean, little things add up. And look at this. We've got the enemies fighting us in exactly the wrong spot for them. Right? They're having to fight their way through a bunch of fungus to get to us, and it's all exploding on them. I love it. And I guess I should have renewed the sunlight down there. There we go. Now we can hit them a little more easily as well. Do we still have the hyperactive one? We do. Yeah, okay, let's keep them. Let's stay here then. Let's not fall back. I was thinking of falling back because I'm fighting several monsters at once, but the position we're in is very strong. Probably better than hitting them one-on-one. Yeah, that went well. Okay. But we're pretty injured. Let's back off and get some rest. How's our hyperactive Ballista Mesite? It's tired itself out? Yeah, alright. But it should still be spreading spores. Gradually, so maybe we'll have more mushrooms to work with throughout the level without having to specifically evolve them, or not evolve them, reproduce new spores or turn corpses into mushrooms. Yeah, Guardian Serpent, huh? Alright, well, they can't do much to you if you're backed into a corner. The whole, like, Guardian Serpent thing is to teleport enemies, a bunch of enemies on top of you, and they can't do that if there's no room. Alright, back here, Naga Mage. Alright, we're having to take these guys one at a time, but it's slow going, but, you know, this is the safe way to do combat. I don't know. Maybe what I was doing out of the open here was just silly and bravado. Getting to use my shiny toys rather than actually making combat safe. Yeah, let's eat some bread, I guess. I do like Amulets of Faith. It's a lot of fun to get to rely heavily on your god abilities, which is something I try to do anyway, because they're of all the resources you get in this game, you know, piety is one of the most easily replenished. You know, of course, HP sort of replenishes itself even more quickly, but it's a lot more expensive to run low on that, right? You die. But of these strategic resources that you are offered this game, you know, piety, consumables, whatever, piety is one of the most easily replenished, and so I try to use it whenever it would help and not worry too much about saving up piety. But it's nice to be able to do both of those, right? Use a ton of piety and save it up. Wow, amazing. That's what faith does. So it's fun to have, for sure, and usually pretty strong, because if you have a god, like, you pick that god because you think their abilities are good. Getting to use more of them can hardly be a bad thing. I don't like this guy that much. Like, at all. But I can't exactly, like, drop some plants on him. Boy, how many fruits have I eaten this game? There's like 3 at least. I feel bad. I should add something to my RC file to auto-inscribe fruits as do not eat when you are a FedHouse worshiper. That's definitely something you can do. It only runs at the beginning of the game, so like during the first play session when you convert to FedHouse, that won't apply. But if you later load the game, it'll say, oh, you're FedHouse, and then auto-inscribe your fruit for you, I think. So I'm still not totally sold on what to do about this Greater Naga. Nagaraja. Good name. It'd be pretty cool if I had access to, like, rain, for example. Because that's, like, against enemies who deal damage in melee, which Nagarajas do, although they also have conjuration spells. Standing in shallow water is like a 50% debuff on them, which is gigantic. Cuts them in half, basically. What to do? We could obviously, like, dig into the wall and fight him one-on-one that way. But I'm not totally convinced that we could one-on-one a Nagaraja. We did great against one earlier when we had a bunch of spores blowing up in his face the whole time, but right now we don't. But I don't know what else exactly I'm supposed to do. I would also like to get some sunlight on him if I can, but it's hard to combine that with a kill hole without also putting sunlight on myself. I think you can do it by, like, digging out these 2 tiles and then sunlighting this tile and then digging this one out would do it, I think. That seems to be my best approach. And he's slow, so we may actually have time to do that. Yeah, it looks like we do. So let's sunlight myself, yes. In here, come get me. I don't know, let's cast Repel Missiles. Yeah, it didn't work. Okay, so it looks like we're doing fine against this Nagaraja. That's good. I was worried, but it seems like, at least with the sunlight, and with whatever kinds of random rolls we got, we are equipped to deal with a Nagaraja. Things could have gone worse, but I'm not sure how much more worse was reasonable to expect. Maybe what we got was a totally normal outcome, but it feels like I've had some worse fights with that against weaker worse fights than that against weaker monsters here in Snake, so I'm a little bit cautious about treating these enemies too lightly. Boy, I just saw those 5 of something on the screen. I was like, oh my gosh, but no. And it looked yellow, right? It's kind of close to yellow, that brownish color. So I thought there were like 5 yellow enemies I just stumbled into. But no, it's just the one Naga Ritualist, which is not a huge problem, I think. But I do still want to take him seriously by digging a little hole here. And making sure not to fight him along with anything else. Yeah, I don't want this guy to find me while I'm resting. What was that wandering around? Huh, weird. It wasn't an ally, was it? Maybe like it was a giant spore? And those... I thought that the giant spores would show up as friendly, but I guess they're not green, right? They're orange, so maybe it would show up as not an ally on my spider sense radar. Don't know. We will just continue on. Let's duck into here, of course. Don't fight them. Okay, so there. That... Yeah, okay, so it was a spore. Spores... Oh, and Ballistomacetes show up as red. They show up as sensed non-friendlies. It's a little bit misleading, I think. I think they're closer to friendlies than to non-friendlies, but okay. All right, we're done exploring. Boy, that was a lengthy Snake 1, huh? I hate to call it an episode after a single floor, but it was a long floor. And if we have another one like that, it's going to be a pretty long episode. So I think I will, in fact, call it here. And we will advance to Snake 2 in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.